really funny-looking critters. Now that is a mouth. I do believe it has an itch. I seen bank managers weren't as pleasant as that. Hey, aren't they the cutest things? I'm gonna buy one. Tammy Lee'd love it.
Oh, no, they won't let you, I'm afraid. They're protected. This is Macquarie Island off the southern coast of Tasmania. It's a national reserve.
Oh.
100 years ago, the island was a base for sealers and whalers. Now, they killed so many seals for their skins that it's only now they're beginning to build up their numbers again.
It'd be pretty easy to trap seals. But they might be good in the water, but they sure look pretty clumsy on land. Why, even I could catch them.
Now, you see, they have to come ashore to breed and raise their young ones.
Makes them easy pickings.
Exactly.
Hey, I know that jacket. You sure get around in this business, Iggy.
Oh, yeah, and you tend to see things differently through a camera.
They do tell.
Now, for example, when you look closely in the little rock pools along the tide line, you see a completely different type of world.
Yeah, tiny world.
Every plant or animal is shaped and coloured to blend in, and each has its own job to do.
That crab seaweedy shell will sure save him from sharp-beaked seabirds.
Yeah, his job is cleaning up the rock pool. He's a scavenger.
Say, Zig, this here is pretty good work. How much did you charge me to learn how to use one of these things?
Oh, I wouldn't charge you, Magnus. It's very simple to operate once you get the hang of it.
Ziggy, don't forget then and now. You know you're on today.
Ah, right,
I understand the producer was delighted with the finished product.
The producer? You ain't on TV.
No, I'm not, but my work is.
I gotta see this.
And now our next item, and a particularly creative one. Using a visually striking combination of old and new footage, it explores the activities in and the advantages and disadvantages of seaports today and yesterday.
Farmers used to cart their own goods to the port. These potatoes would be a whole season's crop. In farming areas, ports sprang up where the sea formed natural deep and sheltered harbours. Early mining settlements relied heavily on the sea to transport the heavy minerals they took from the earth. Carts and bullocks and horses were easily worn out under the heavy loads. Often, wharves and jetties were built in rough, shallow waters through necessity. They just had to get that rich mineral cargo away somehow.
It looks kind of dangerous. You'd have to watch the tide, too, or you'd lose your cargo.
As communications became more sophisticated, people from surrounding areas travelled to the coastal ports.
Well, you can see that's taken later on. There's more people about.
And a great variety of cargoes. Crops, household goods, even tourists. Now, have a guess where that is.
Well, it's an industrial seaport.
Yeah, and it's the same port the farmer with his bullock team brought his potatoes to.
Well, I'll be danged.
Industrialists often build factories on the coastline. It saves transport costs.
Didn't you say this was a natural deep-sea port, Siggy?
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense it would develop and become more than just a base to export crops from.
Even today, the old problems of shallow water still remain.
So that's why the long jetty here is in.
They ship iron ore pellets from here in bulk.
You know, the means of getting goods to and from a port have certainly improved.
Right, there's no bullock teams here.
Be run down by the train. Hey, what are those?
Oh, they're wood chips.
Minced trees. Thousands of dollars worth.
More bulk handling. Saves money, you know. They go from here at Triabunna in Tasmania all the way to Japan.
Next week in Now and Then,
Well, that's very good, Zig, and very informative, too. Now, sea coasts. Let's just toss this out on the prairie and see what blows away. Sea coasts. Man could make money on the sea coast with a hotel or a souvenir stand. I mean, people got to have somewhere to stay.
You know, the coastline's also a gateway for people who harvest the coast.
Harvest the coast?
Yeah, people who make their living by fishing or by, say, gathering and processing seaweed.
What for? Hey, no, I heard about that. They use it in things like toothpaste.
The Japanese also use it in their cooking.
The Japanese buy lots of abalone from us too. People harvest the coastline for abs. A mate of mine, Keith Grayson, he's been doing it for a while.
Well, I've been diving for about 16 years now, and it's been a good industry to be involved in. And, of course, you get to see a fair bit of the coastline. You know, you're travelling around on the east coast, right around the west coast, the south coast. And we've chosen this particular area around Maria Island here, which is one of our favourite diving spots. Well, we can just jump in and hope we catch a few. That's about all, really. It's a lovely experience. It's naturally very blue. When the water's clear, it's extremely blue. And you see the big kelp beds everywhere. Swim down through the kelp, and you just look around the broken areas of rock for the abalone that are perched up on the rock. But it's certainly a unique way of life. It's one of those industries where you can be in control of your own way of life.
If only we could make money doing what we enjoy doing.
What I enjoy doing is making money.
Yeah, that's all right for some people. But what about this guy? And he's enjoying the coastline. How could you make money out of that?
Well, now you can make money out of nearly everything, Zig.
Oh, yeah, if you're good enough at it. Yeah, of course. Surfing's a great sport. You don't need a team or an umpire, and you can enjoy your playing field for hours at a time. It's a spectacular and exciting pastime, which is why surfing competitions have become so popular. Because the sport has become so popular, champion surfers like Terry Fitzgerald have become successful businessmen. There's a big demand for surf clothing, boards, even films and posters. Many young Australian champions would like to make a living out of the sport, like Sydney schoolboy Scott Linley.
Because that's what I like doing best. And if you can make a living out of it, it'd be unreal. I've done all right in a few contests, so after that I thought I've gotten a bit of contests with some money in them, and I thought if you could win a bit of money, it'd be unreal. It helps you a lot. It's really good.
A way of making a living, a competitive sport, or just a relaxing pastime and another way of using the coastline.
No, well, we can do any size you want, and certainly we can do as many as you want, but we can only do them 3 colors. Okay, now I'll put you down for 2 dozen. Okay, now we can deliver those, say, a week from Monday. Have no problem getting them to you. Oh, no, that's no worries at all. We get them to you easy as pie. You just give me the address, I'll write that down. How you doing there, Zig? Great. Terrific. I just talking to my partner there. He's sanding down a board. No, I said he's sanding down a board. No,
This is the Marlin Jetty here in Cairns, and it's the hub of a thriving industry. Each season, international celebrities, common or garden millionaires, and the cream of the world's game fishermen all congregate here to head off in search of the elusive marlin.